Every great transformation has three phases: the descent, the purge, and the return. The descent was the shadow. The purge was the body releasing. The return is the heart opening again. This episode is about the moment the heart, after years of armor, fear, disconnection, and survival, comes back online. This is not a metaphor, it is a physical shift. A spiritual shift. A neurological shift. And for him, it marked the point where the healing became irreversible. Most people believe the heart is a feeling, an emotion, a romantic idea, but the heart is a field, a center of intelligence, a bridge between body and spirit, the place where presence becomes love. The heart is the only part of us that can hold pain and transmute it into meaning. But when the heart has been wounded through childhood trauma, abandonment, fear of not being enough, masculine suppression, failed relationships, the heart closes like a fist. Not because it is weak, but because it was not protected. For decades, his heart was closed, not dead, not cold, just hidden, waiting. When the purge ended, an unexpected stillness came. Not emptiness, not depression, not numbness. A deep, quiet space inside the chest, like sitting at the bottom of a lake after a storm. Everything inside him felt tender, soft, open. This is the moment most men fear. Because when the armor drops, the heart is exposed. But this time he was not afraid, because the inner child was safe. The father wound was softened, the shadow was integrated. The heart no longer needed protection. It needed connection. The heart awakens through breath. One morning, as he sat in silence, a breath entered his body in a way he had never felt. A deep inhalation that traveled down the chest, through the diaphragm, into the belly, reaching places no breath had touched in years. It was like inhaling life itself. This is called the return of the spirit breath. In psychology, it is ventral vagal activation, the nervous system shifting into safety. In indigenous terms, it is the moment the soul re-enters the body. He didn't force it. He didn't train it, the breath simply arrived. This is how the heart reopens, silently, gently, naturally. Later that day, a warmth appeared behind his sternum. Not heat, not burning. A warm radiance, like a small sun waking up inside his chest. It spread slowly across his heart center, up into his throat, down into his stomach. He placed his hand over his chest and felt the warmth expand in response. This was the beginning of heart coherence. The moment the emotional body and the nervous system fall into the same rhythm. It is extremely rare to feel it spontaneously. But when the masculine heals, this warmth is the sign that love is returning. For the first time in many years, he felt something many men never get to experience: companionship within himself. Not loneliness, not fragmentation, not internal conflict, but unity. The inner child was no longer hiding. The inner father was no longer absent. The masculine self was no longer split. He felt like one person, whole, coherent, aligned. This is what indigenous wisdom calls the spirit sitting upright inside the body. When the masculine is integrated, the heart becomes the throne. And he was sitting in it for the first time. These tears were different from the purge. They came quietly, softly, warmly, not from pain, not from trauma, not from anxiety, but from truth. Truth always returns as tears. The truth that he was safe, the truth that he was loved, the truth that he was whole, the truth that the pain was not the end, the truth that the breakup was the beginning of liberation. These tears were not emotional, they were spiritual. They were the heart releasing armor from decades of survival. He cried because he was witnessing his own rebirth. As the tears settled, he felt something inside his chest that he could not remember ever feeling before. Space, not emptiness. Space, room, openness, presence. For years, his heart had been full of old memories, old wounds, old fears, old stories, old patterns. Now it was clean, a clean room for a new life. A new identity, a new love, a new mission. This is what the forest elders call the clearing of the path. When the heart clears, the path clears. In his jungle dieta, there was a truth he learned. When you say, "I am," the spirit enters the body. For months after returning from the Amazon, the spirit had been near him but not fully anchored. Too much pain, too much fear, too much fragmentation. But as his heart reopened, something shifted. The "I am" returned, a quiet knowing. A deep presence, a sense of being guided from within. It felt like the reunion of body and soul. This is Kundalini integration, not the dramatic awakening, but the peaceful embodiment. The spirit was home. Most people feel love only towards someone, a partner, a child, a friend. But when the heart reopens spiritually, something rare happens. Love appears without an object. A feeling of love for existence itself, for breath, for presence, for being. Not romantic love, not attachment, not longing, pure love. The kind of love that asks for nothing and gives everything. He sat in this feeling and realized, this is what I've been searching for my entire life. Not the woman, not the relationship, not the validation, not the connection, but this, his own open heart. Most men think masculine strength is about control, dominance, stoicism, or force. But the true masculine is defined by steadiness, presence, openness, clarity, truth, self-awareness, calm leadership capacity. To love without losing sovereignty. The heart is the center of the king archetype. Without an open heart, a man cannot lead, cannot protect, cannot love deeply, cannot choose partners wisely, cannot access intuition, cannot build legacy. The heart is the throne, and now his was open. He realized now why the relationship had to collapse. It wasn't punishment, it wasn't failure, it wasn't destiny blocking him. It was initiation. The breakup opened the wound opened the shadow opened the purge opened the child opened the father opened the masculine opened the heart. This was not heartbreak, this was rebirth. One morning, he woke with a gentle clarity. He sat up, felt the warmth in his chest, put his hand over his heart and heard it. A quiet voice, not dramatic, not mystical, simple, true. I am home. This was the moment the journey shifted, not from healing to love, but from healing to purpose. Because once a man's heart opens, he becomes a channel for the work he was born to do. And this leads us to episode 9,